Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, grabbing your phone, opening your banking app, and seeing a negative balance of $5,000. The money you thought was sitting securely in your account is just gone. Worse, your bank is now calling you, and they're demanding that you pay them back immediately. Listen to me, you haven't been hacked. You haven't lost your debit card. You simply deposited an official, guaranteed cashier's check that looked completely real from someone you genuinely thought you could trust. But by the time you realize what's actually happened, the money you wired away is untraceable. The person you spoke to vanished into thin air, and you are left entirely responsible for the debt. This isn't some rare computer glitch. This is a highly orchestrated, devastating financial trap that is currently draining millions from innocent people. And make no mistake, this could easily happen to you.
Welcome to the Fraud Files, where we expose real scams and protect Americans like you. Today's case file could literally save you thousands of dollars, protect your credit score, and save your peace of mind. Let's get right into it. We're looking at a crime that actually turns our own trust in the banking system into a weapon against us. It's called the cashier's check scam, and it targets absolutely everyone. We're talking about people selling items online, folks looking for remote work, or just everyday people who believe they've finally caught a lucky break. According to real statistics from the FDIC and federal authorities, everyday Americans are losing massive amounts of their hard-earned savings to this exact scheme.
Section 1. The Cashier's Check Illusion. To understand exactly how these scammers steal your money, you first have to understand the illusion of safety. For decades, we've all been conditioned to believe that certain pieces of paper are just bulletproof, right? Think about it. When you're making a really massive transaction, like selling a car, renting out a property, or taking a new job, you definitely don't want a personal check that might bounce. So you ask for a cashier's check. And that exact preference, that search for safety, is the very vulnerability that criminals are exploiting today. Let's look at what a cashier's check actually is. It's a check guaranteed by a financial institution drawn from the bank's own funds, not the purchaser's personal account. Because the bank itself backs the payment, society simply deems it a completely safe, risk-free way to make a large payment. When you hold a cashier's check, your brain instantly tells you that you are holding cold, hard, guaranteed cash. But what if that document in your hand has absolutely nothing to do with the bank printed right there on the front?
Well, here is the cold, hard reality. We are living in a digital age, and scammers have access to the exact same advanced graphics, high-end scanners, and premium printing technologies as major corporations do. They can easily create fraudulent, perfectly forged counterfeit checks in literally a matter of minutes. And I'm not talking about obvious fakes printed on cheap computer paper. No, these include authentic-looking watermarks, completely legitimate bank names, the correct routing numbers, and even fake security threads. These checks look so flawlessly real that they will easily bypass your scrutiny, and shockingly, they often fool seasoned bank tellers too.
Section 2. Anatomy of the Scam. So how does the trap actually snap shut? How on earth do they get your real money by handing you a fake piece of paper? The scammers rely on a specific, deeply misunderstood mechanical loophole in the American banking system. They know exactly how banks operate, and they use federal banking regulations against you. The entire scam hinges on the critical difference between two phrases: funds available and funds cleared. This right here is the blind spot. Under federal law, banks are generally required to make deposited funds available to you quickly, usually within a day or two. When you deposit that fake cashier's check, you're going to look at your account the very next day and see that the balance has gone up. The funds are available. But, and this is the deadly catch, available absolutely does not mean the check has actually cleared the issuing bank. The physical clearing process, where your bank actually verifies those funds with the bank printed on the check, can take weeks. Let's walk through this ticking time bomb of a timeline so you can see exactly how it plays out. Day 1, you deposit their incredibly realistic-looking check. Day 2, the bank makes those funds available in your account. Now, the scammer creates intense, high-pressure urgency, demanding that you send them a portion of the money immediately. They'll ask for it via wire transfer, gift cards, or payment apps. And because you literally see the money sitting in your account, you wire the funds. You think you're sending their money, but in reality, you are sending your own real money. Fast forward to day 14. The issuing bank finally realizes it's a fake, and the check bounces. Your bank reverses the deposit, pulling that massive amount of money directly out of your account. The scammer is long gone, the wire transfer is completely irreversible, and you are left 100% responsible for the missing funds.
Section 3. Common fraud scenarios.
These criminals don't just hand you a check and politely ask for money. They use sophisticated psychological tricks. They create elaborate, custom-tailored scenarios designed to lower your defenses, build up your trust, and manufacture a perfectly logical reason for why you need to send money back to them. Let's look at the 3 most common traps heavily documented by the FDIC and state authorities. First is the overpayment scam. This heavily targets people selling goods on online marketplaces. Second is the mystery shopper or remote job scam, targeting vulnerable people just looking for work. And third, the lottery or windfall scam, where they claim you've won big but need to pay taxes or fees up front. To really understand the sheer devastation of this, I want to share a realistic scenario based directly on actual reports from state financial departments. Meet David. He's a 58-year-old from Madison, Wisconsin. David listed his used car online for $4,000. A buyer contacted him, super eager to buy it sight unseen, claiming they were relocating to the area. The buyer sent a cashier's check, but when it arrived in the mail, it was for $6,000. The buyer immediately apologized for the mistake and panicked, practically begging David to just deposit the check, keep his $4,000 for the car, and immediately wire the extra $2,000 to a shipping agent who would come pick up the vehicle. David deposited the check. The very next day, the $6,000 showed as available in his account. Relieved, David wired the $2,000 to the shipper. 5 days later, no shipping agent ever arrived. 2 weeks later, the $6,000 check bounced hard. His bank deducted the full $6,000 from David's account. He lost the $2,000 of his own money that he wired, plus his account overdrew, hitting him with brutal fees. The emotional impact was absolutely crushing. David felt violated, humiliated, and financially set back for months, and it was all because he trusted a piece of paper.
Now, you might be wondering, are these scammers actually getting caught? Well, the government and financial institutions are absolutely trying to crack down. For example, Chief Financial Credit Union recently had to issue a massive public alert because a criminal syndicate completely hijacked their exact branding. Look at their warning right here. These criminals are using our name. Chief Financial Credit Union did not issue these checks. But we need to have an honest reality check right now. While the FBI and state agencies are tracking these networks and occasionally making arrests, the truth is these syndicates very often operate overseas. Once you wire that money or send those gift card numbers, it represents an instantaneous and completely irreversible transfer. Those funds cannot be recovered. The only real defense you have is stopping the crime before you send a single dime.
Section 4. Spotting the red flags. So how do you actually protect yourself? You have to learn to see right through the illusion. Criminals rely on you being naive, but they almost all share the exact same behavioral patterns. Once you know their playbook, you can spot the trap before its snapshot. I want you to take out your phone and screenshot this list right now. Seriously, do it. These are your 6 major red flags. Number 1, unexpected windfalls. You cannot win a lottery that you didn't even enter. Number 2, overpayment. No legitimate buyer accidentally overpays by thousands of dollars and then just trusts a complete stranger to refund them. Number 3, high-pressure urgency. Scammers panic because they know they only have a few days before that fake check is discovered by the bank. Number 4, request to wire funds, buy gift cards, or use untraceable payment apps. Number 5, look closely at the envelope. Is the postmark from a completely different city or country than the supposed issuing bank? And number 6, poor grammar, weird phrasing, or generic greetings in their emails or text messages. Listen to me. If you see even one of these red flags, stop everything. You are being targeted.
Section 5. Defending your money.
Recognizing the threat is only the first part of the battle. Now we are going to talk about exactly how to defend your money, the specific steps to take if you are handed a suspicious check, and what to do if you realize you're already in a scammer's crosshairs. Here is your absolute, non-negotiable protocol. Step 1. Do not deposit the check. Do not send any money whatsoever and stop communicating with the person immediately. Step 2. You must verify the check, but, and this is absolutely critical, never ever call the phone number printed on the check itself. Scammers often print their own boiler room phone numbers on the fake checks. If you call it, a scammer is just going to answer "Hello, Bank of America," and tell you the check is totally fine. Instead, independently look up the real bank's phone number on their official website. Step 3. Call that official number, tell them you have a check, and ask them to verify the check number, the date, and the exact amount. Even better, if the bank has a local branch near you, walk right in and ask them to verify it in person.
If you find yourself a victim of this scam, Or even if you've just been targeted and caught it in time, you cannot stay silent. You need to report this immediately to help authorities map out these syndicates and shut them down for good. If the check came in the mail, report it to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service at upsis.gov. File a report with your state's Attorney General. And most importantly, lodge official complaints with the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov and the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. You should also absolutely notify the online platform where you met the scammer so their profile can be banned and they can't victimize anyone else.
I want to leave you with this one unbreakable rule. Real cashier's checks don't come with strings attached. No legitimate transaction in the world requires you to deposit a check only to immediately send a portion of that money somewhere else. The criminals orchestrating these frauds are counting on your trust, your genuine desire to be helpful, and your lack of knowledge about how the banking system truly works behind the scenes. Please, don't let them turn your own bank account against you. Share this explainer with your family, your friends, and anyone you know who might be selling items online or looking for work. You could literally save them from a massive financial disaster. Before you accept that next guaranteed payment, ask yourself, are you truly holding cash or are you just holding a very expensive piece of paper? Subscribe to the Fraud Files for daily scam alerts. Comment below if this happened to you or someone you know. Stay alert, stay safe. The fraudsters are watching. But now, so are we.